Well, hello everyone and welcome back to Railway Empire 2. I hope you're all well. Now, if you remember in the last episode, we did get up quite a few connections and we rinsed through 1.5k, 1.5 million, and we're going to say pounds because we're on the British Isles, I guess, of our money here, but we are just riding along on our way to Newell stop here. I'm just going to come out, but yeah, that is the one going down to Bristol here. But I hope you're all well and welcome back. Thank you for the love and everything on the first video. You are awesome. Just want to point out our two competitors are up and running. So we've got one here. They're going to get a 760,000 bonus, or I would get that if I connect to their Waterford here. But they're both on Ireland actually, which is cool because that means we potentially have free reign to take over a lot of this here, which is cool. Now, one thing I'm not sure about, Birmingham has grown. Check that out. So we've done quite well here. So Birmingham has hit 20,000, which means even more passengers and money, right? But yeah, what I was going to say is, can you build like new sections to build your trains off, right? I haven't got that far, so I'm not too sure. But yeah, do let me know. I think the plans for today is to potentially just try and increase money. If we can make a new connection, that'd be wonderful. I want to see how the wheat does here. So I'm looking at the demands. We'll try and fit. So at the moment we need corn and wood. Now wood is Newell stop here. So that should be, I think Bristol might be taking it all then. We'll have to go two ways. Maybe we'll increase a train on a railway here when it gets back. So we could potentially edit this rail line here and go two trains actually. I'm going to wait until it gets to a Meeson station. I think it's selling stuff right now. So when this one gets down to a Meeson station, I'm going to change that to two trains and we'll have two running along this line. We might need another fuel section potentially, but that's fine. So they kind of meet halfway, if that makes sense. Although I don't want to do it when they're directly on. I think we could probably get away with it now. So we'll pay the 35,000 for that and we'll get a second train on this big row here. And we've got a second task completed there. Deploy 3 express trains at the same time. I mean, we're absolutely flying on this. We're going to be close to that one as well. So we got officially our second train then. And I'm not sure, can I get rid of that? Population is still going up here, which is awesome. So once we get wood in, we can then look towards corn. Where is the nearest corn? I saw one. Well, there's one down here. And there's one up here. So that's not ideal then. Oh, there's one, yeah, the one down here has got a connection bonus. Only 60 days left then. So if we were, I reckon we could connect through this one. We're not going to need these just yet, but, or Plymouth here. We could go Plymouth Corn. I don't want to miss this one though. And then Plymouth to Swansea through this. I don't want to overdo it, but maybe we could get in a new station then. Maybe we do that. I feel like through Plymouth, we don't need the cotton balls for a while, so we can obviously amend that when needed anyway. So let's do something like that. And then we'll get, that one can't connect anywhere else from here, so it's kind of like a dead end down here. In that case, we'll try and make it as short as possible. Like that. And let's start connecting this up. So we're going to go from Bristol. And I will get this one. So this is going to have to overlap now. So I'll show you what you can do here. So it'll kind of build a bridge. Or I can go round and over. So if we go... Do I want a tunnel or do I want to go over? That is the question. Let's just try... get this connected up first. So it might be a little bit squirrely. It's quite a long way to go, so this is going to be costly. I don't know if we'll have enough, actually. We can certainly try it. This needs to go on to the second one over here. So yeah, definitely going to cost us a fortune. So that's saying 1.6 million. That's the case, so that's just because we've got tunnels and stuff. It's actually cheaper, probably, to make a bridge, maybe? There we go, 1.6 million to bridge over. One way to get out, and then these don't need to be bridges, so we can kind of bring this down. Here's the problem, it's creating a tunnel in here, so it might need to go uphill, but we could reduce the cost quite massively here. I've actually got that down to 330,000 there. Now, we don't really have the money to be spending that right now. I won't lie to you. But is it worth just doing these two for now? I think it's worth just connecting these two up then potentially, and then what we'll do is focus on that afterwards. So this is okay to have on these lines here. So we'll go... That might connect up out that way though as well, right? So this is also going to be costly, because we're going to need the station platforms here. But I'm going to do it anyway, and then that one shouldn't cost us anything. Another platform for that one. We'll take it for now. And what we'll do, we're down quite a lot of money here. We're literally just going to have a simple route from this to this for now. And then we can increase and edit that one when we've got the cash. So we're going to start a separate rail line over here. I'm hoping that gives us this 576,000, meaning we can connect it up afterwards, right? I think that's a good idea. So loading up, let's have a look. Quarterly report, plus 570, we're doing well. I'm not going to look into the report. This is loading up all the corn here. I'm sure Plymouth has a demand for it anyway. It doesn't, okay, I guess because it's nearby. So having this, I think that's still going to sell, which is great. And let me go into the research to show you this. So every month you get 60, and the next one up is decrease the price of new locomotives. So you've got to go along this rail line, and then these are sub-researches off that rail line as well. I've only ever got as far as this area here, I think, was where I kind of played up to. So a lot of it is going to be relatively new when we get in, but we do get a new train called the Adler. It's a little bit quicker soon, and there's our connection bonus. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted. So it's tempting then. We got the full refunds. I could change this to not curve over a bridge and actually take this down this way. Let's have a look. I'm just going to pause it up a second, and I'm going to go into track construction a second. So if I was to bin out these two and move them across, let's just do this. Yeah, I think I'm going to demolish out these tracks here a second. I know it's going to affect my route here, but I'm going to go... It's going to pay off eventually, I think. And what we're going to do is make sure this isn't underground here. All right, this is going to cost us on the platforms, but I think in the long run it's going to be important that we have that running. So let's get that back to where it was, at least. And there we go. We got the Birmingham to Meason's train station ×2. So I fixed all that, and we've got that back up, and that is now using a different route. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take the existing setup here. I'm actually going to bin that one out. So let's remove all of this a second, and I'm going to restart this one. So we're going to go from... There's actually 3 there. That's cool. We'll keep the separate one then. So we're going to bring this one through to Plymouth on the second line. And if I can eliminate this tunnel here by bringing these out, we should be good. I can raise these up then. There we go. 154,000 for that track right there. Now there is a -3 and 4. It's not perfect, but I am going to go with that. And we're going to get this connection up and running. That leaves us with 79,000, which actually is enough to get our route set up. And we're going to have to calm down after this one. So we'll get our gridiron up. And we'll get a gridiron over here. Boom. And let's do the directions here as well. So at the moment then we've got O'Brien in, O'Brien out, and then we'll have in, out from there. Now, at the moment, let's match it to this one, actually, if we do a longer one. There we go. So we can go O'Brien, Plymouth to Bristol. If we can grow Bristol through to Birmingham, that would be awesome. But a nice big is a huge train route that we have, let's be honest. Let's play it back to 1X now. Big boy haulage, new connections. Currently 10 railway stations connected, which is huge. So we only need one more for this one as well. You don't actually get anything for these. I think it's like you win the game kind of thing, unofficially on a custom game. What's this here? Birmingham cannot be reached. What's the matter? Why not? Oh no, it's gone. I think it was just a minor blip there. Look at this population though. It's going up. Amazing. That means even more money. Right, let's focus on what we're doing here then. So we have the route here from O'Brien to Plymouth. Let's edit this one and let's take it a bit further and let's take it to Bristol here. So O'Brien to Plymouth to Bristol. And I think that's as far as we're going to go with that one first. The train line connection stays cannot be reached. Please check the tracks. Why can't it be reached? Oh, a Meeson station can't get to Birmingham because it's cut off on Bristol here, isn't it? Can it not use that one then? I'm just fiddling around with this a second whilst I try and fix this. I'm pretty sure we can get these three going here on the same gridiron. Let's see. All right, we'll get back to this. I'm just going to confirm this stop here anyway. We'll go with those three. I'm just going to confirm that these can actually connect. So what I need to do is cycle through here. Birmingham across to Bradley is okay. We've got Cambridge, Knowles, Birmingham is okay. O'Brien to Bristol is okay. Birmingham to Ameson Station is not. Problem with route. So we can go into Bristol, but Bristol cannot get out. So I've built a load of tracks here. What we're going to have to do then is try and get this track out. So it's these two, isn't it? That's going to cost us at Newell here. All right, with this one then, what we're going to have to do is actually change this out. So it's O'Brien stop. No, that one's fine. Birmingham to Ameson Station actually has two trains, but I think we turned that one off at the moment. I know that it's kind of helpful, but at the moment I think we can just go to... Yeah, there we go. Just can't get to Ameson Station, so what we'll do is have just the two at the moment doing that route. That should be fine, and then when we fix the railway lines here, so it's these two, what I'm going to have to do is remove and move this one over again, so I'm going to go ahead and start with that. And then whilst it's paused, I'm going to go ahead and demolish this one out. So this will all make sense. I'm tidying it up. So we're going out with those. These two need to connect into these two for Newell. We're still making money, which is fine then. So these need to be one. This is going to cost us to build both stations too, which is a pain in the backside. We can do this, and then we can also do... Alright, so I'm just going to let this play. I've been fixing this up here, so we should be fine. We've got these guys that can come through on there, and then we've got our secondary here, so I'm going to match this over. So, still going to cost us 76. We're not quite there, and that is everything fixed then. So I am going to speed it up and see if we can get this sorted. So that means we'll allow all connections. I think the only problem is this railway here, so we're going to need to increase from Newell to Birmingham, but we can still do... the one to here. I'll keep that as much as possible, but our next connection will be Newell to Birmingham over here, and that's going to cost us a fortune based on how it's set up. That's fine. Let's check in on the competitors. So nothing going on here. They've just got really, really simple. They're probably doing the right thing on allowing that, but we've got some research. We've got 240 points, 300 for the next one. There we go, flying along the tracks here. So we have fixed this somewhat. So Bristol to that. I'm going to just close that one a second. I'm just going to check in. This one is Birmingham Newell stop to Bristol, which is this three here. That seems to be working just fine without this. So they should be able to go to Ameson Station now as well. So let's confirm that, and let's also what I did have to do was actually delete out some of the supply towers, so I am gonna go ahead and do that. So it's going to supply there, and then maybe this is going to rinse all our money though. Let's go maintenance depot here, and what that'll do is allow us to do that one. That should be fine. It seems to be okay now. So we have fixed it. We are really ridiculously low on money, so we'll just have to see how it plays out. We should be in the black when it comes for money though anyway, and Birmingham is growing nicely anyway, so that is good. How's Bristol looking as well? Not so much there. So how are we looking? Just need some corn. That should be coming from the Plymouth route. Let's have a look here. Oh, look at this big one coming in from Cambridge to Birmingham as well. It's an awesome one. That might be the second line that we get two on, and then we want the Plymouth route trains as well. So let's have a look here. Problem with route on this one, so they can't get in. Edit that route. What's wrong with this then? Right, I found the issue on the route. There was no gridiron. I'm an idiot. We should be fine with that route now. Let's check in again. So Brian to Bristol. There we go. Just loading up the corn. Yeah, I was an idiot. Just some gridirons there. Money's going up, so we are fine there. What I'm going to do is see, do we have a supply tower on this route? We do not. So that's going to be something we need to sort here. Now, 30,000. Do we want to spend that right now? I think we do. We're going to get a supply tower in the middle. And there's no maintenance on this route either, so we are going to have to do that when we've got the money. It's 10k, so we can get that already. So there's one that is covered by on that one, actually. So maybe we keep it like that for now. Let's see how we get on. But it does look like we're able to get this research now. So we're going to decrease the price of locomotives here for 300 innovation points as well. So this train is now stopping at Plymouth. That should be on its way to Bristol just fine now with a bit of corn. That's going to help us. I know it's a long way, but this should help with one of our needs here. So they want some in, which is good. Fulfillment of demands. We need to work on that. We need some grain. So we have a grain route. The money is perfectly fine. It's going up just right anyway. What we can do is look at what we need to unlock, actually. Birmingham is flying on population, by the way. Look at this. We're hitting every demand pretty much for what they're asking for, which is great. And that's how you get one growing. Now, let me figure this one out here. So I believe it's a research. There we go. It allows you to upgrade train stations with warehouses. These allow goods to be exchanged between different rail lines. That's the one that I want. So what that means is they can basically unload some goods there onto another rail line, and then the things like grain can get transferred down to the next one. How's Liverpool doing? Haven't checked in on you for a while either. Looking snazzy. So at the moment we're not meeting 3 demands here. We could increase a big route here from Cambridge. Problem is you need the railway lines, right? But I think once we get the offload on that, it should be fine. Don't want to overdo it. We still need to get an extra 2 from Newell across to Birmingham at some point. It's going to be huge. Now, if there's a better way, what I'm going to ask you is if there's a way to merge into existing lines rather than building a platform, let me know. So if I was to just go from, let's say, Newell here, and I build 2. So let me just show you what I mean. If I was to go 2 from here, can I merge them into this line here? And with just one train, because if there's only one train coming on this route, they should take the opposite track. Does that make sense? I don't know. You'll have to let me know on that one. Might need to look at some tips myself as well. How are we doing here, though? Bit of a passengers to Newell stop. Hopefully pick up some wood on to Bristol. And the Amisom one is still working just fine, so that's now coming across to Newell stop. Yeah, they're crossing over just nicely, I think, which is great, because we've got the 2, haven't we? The 2 mixed ones there. When we get the new trains, this can all be changed as well. I won't be focusing on getting those really, really fast, but there should be a demand through here, so this should go straight through Newell to Birmingham. So although we messed up the railway lines then, I think we're okay. Look at this. Money is ticking up beautifully. Back into that. So I'm happy right now. Like, we get big. All rail companies are now allowed to buy shares from each other. Make sure your competitors aren't growing in value faster than your company, or you could be bought out. I think we're growing pretty damn well, to be honest. Quarter's not as good as before, but we spent a lot. Now, they are growing, though, when I'm looking, and they're probably growing with a more... yeah, see how they've merged 2 tracks here? How do you do that? That's what I want to know. How are they doing that? So if you know the best way of doing it... I did do the tutorials. It doesn't really go into that too much. Yeah, because that would be absolutely perfect from here. Let me test it. But I guess you've got to be careful you're not clashing your trains, and I know it'll tell you anyway. If I was to go... Because this one's already built, right? You see this? We don't need a platform for that one. If I was to... What was it waiting on? Oh, to build the second one there. And what's this? So auction. These research results will be auctioned off to the highest bidder, so you can kind of poach info. Practice of poaching more experienced employees from other companies in targeted manner. Reduce the effort involved in recruiting new employees. Reduce the cost of recruiting in the personnel office by 5%. So if I was to bid on this, do you automatically unlock that research, I guess? We don't have enough, so... I'm still happy with where money's at. And we could look to getting some simpler setups done rather than trying to build. But I want to build on the main ones we've got, because we've got a massive network setup already. You know, like just Manchester to Bradley, for example. Yeah, we could do that one. That is a good one to do. Okay, and that means we could introduce... Although that's just meat again, isn't it? But we could do cows to Liverpool as well. Short one. Does Liverpool have a demand for wood? Wood to Holyhead and Holyhead, sorry, and there is some wheat there. So let's maybe look into that. They have a demand for wheat, at least. So we could go through. So cool how you can kind of figure things out. The problem we have here is our railway. We'd have to come out this way and through there. I don't want to overcomplicate it too early, you know? I might wait for a couple of you guys to kind of tell me what I'm doing horrendously wrong. I don't think I am. I mean, we're in profit. Look at this population in Birmingham, though. Amazing. We could increase our money more by doing the... we could get something like this one. 50,000 for a 20% increase on the passenger trains, because I think we are... Every time there's passengers and mail. I think it's the mail you get the bonus on, but not too sure. I am focusing on growing one at a time. How's Cambridge as well? We didn't really check too much in on this one. They do have a demand for corn, wood, and cows here that isn't being met. So, corn down here, cows. That is a long journey if we were to go through there. Ameson, Bristol, Newell, Birmingham, Cambridge, and back. Alright, so it's kind of funny, when all the trains actually hit their destination, we jump up about 60k. So we could look into definitely getting a shorter route done here then. So maybe just to Liverpool on the wood here. Birmingham doesn't actually need the wood. We've got a small breakdown here. Surely you were just done there. That'll be fine. And then we can kind of set up its own route between these two maybe. And then that would then integrate maybe coming up to York and things like that later on. I do think we should probably focus on the smaller end of the map first, because when I look, they don't actually expand very quickly, and they connect their railways different. I guess it's cheaper. Yeah, let's do it. So let's get a new track in. So we've got cows. They could just do a passenger journey, right, between these two as well, or Manchester, sorry. But then we should probably incorporate Bradley into Manchester as well. I think we'll focus on getting the wood here first, because that's going to actually open us up to Holyhead with maybe a turning one here and then into this one. And then we'll connect up to... Let's just do that one for now then. So we'll bring in a new track here. We did keep this one separate, which is perfect. So that's going to be into you. It's going to cost us a little bit here. Why is that? A little bit of an incline coming into the station there. We have to do that though, because that is actually on a hill. I didn't even notice. But we'll build that one and we'll connect up the next one as well. We need 106 for that. So I think for now then we could have a singular from Farrell Rest to here. So we're going to go new line here. Farrell Rest into Liverpool. And it's got one track, so that should be absolutely fine. And we got a reduced on the locomotive side now, haven't we? So rather than 35, it's 33,250. So we just need a little bit more money before we can purchase that one. And there it is. Right, let's grab that one in. We have no money now, so we need to calm down. But that's a nice little extra. We have an expensive network already, if I'm honest. But I think that's okay. Let's check in. And we're coming into a Meeson train station here, which actually, for a tiny little cow place, is quite a big station. Hello, everyone. The detail on this, I'm going to blow the horn for you, is pretty crazy, right? Absolutely love it. A little driver in the wagon there as well. We're going to be on the front of it here. Quite cool. Mr. Coleman and the actual... I don't know how it works. Is that a passenger there? I think that's passengers. So there's the driver. There's the coal guy. The zooming and stuff's kind of weird on here, but I do like the graphics. It's nice. As you can see, money is still ticking up in the background really, really nicely as well. Plymouth is having issues though, so we're decreasing here. We probably need to focus on getting one of these in eventually, so we're going to need some kind of cows. The Meeson into Plymouth should maybe have its own then. 153,000, so it would be climbing up and down, so we'd have to put maintenance on this one as well. I'm just going to let this play. But that would allow Plymouth to get wood in. I think that's how it works. And if we just had a singular route from Meeson to Plymouth, it would use that one lane, right? Alright, I've changed it to go around this hill here. 138,000. That's not too bad at the moment. I'm just checking. I'm keeping an eye. There we go. We have the warehouse. So before we do that then, I'm going to leave that. So when you click out of that will stay as like a ghost image in here. We're going to have a singular train that goes off to Plymouth from a Meeson station there. And I think that's a good idea. But what I want to do is actually build... I want to go into the construction extensions here. And I want to build 140,000 for the warehouse. But I think that's going to make the world of difference on our network. So I think I might save for that one. Oh, look at this. One of our competitors has fully bridged over to Wales. That must have cost a fortune. Where'd you get the money from? That would be a costly bridge, wouldn't it? Look at this train going over. Very cool. Passenger train getting across the aisles there. In the 1800s, that would have been pretty epic, right? Money's going up really nicely, by the way. I've just been having a look around and trying to think what we can do here. And I will be playing offline a little bit as well to kind of learn as well. But Birmingham is flying right now. Absolutely flying. It's because we're meeting every need apart from corn. So the moment we can get a swap over, that would be really good. I would like to... trying to build out Bristol as well, because I think we can connect across Bristol really nicely across to these as well. You see that? That could be like a long haul train right there. And we could also include Plymouth in that one. Easton Station's probably just going to stay here. I don't know if I want to connect this out to any of these, so just being wary of that. 140,000. There's our warehouse. I know we're probably going to go into the minus a tiny bit. No, he says that and we're not. So luckily we had a sale going straight in. So we now have the warehouse at Birmingham. And what that's going to do is allow any train that passes through Birmingham. I think it means he swaps goods. Warehouse allows goods to move from one train line to another and reach more destinations. To do this, the warehouse must be picked up in both train lines and the goods must be activated in the warehouse. Oh, gotcha. So we need a second one. Right. That's fine then. Let me go into the warehouse here. Ah, cool. So you can kind of choose the goods that they're going to mess about with. And there we have it, straight in with that. So we are back down to zero money again, but we do have the maintenance depot in here, so any trains down this way is going to be fine. Don't worry about that quarterly. Should we have a quick look? So we're in quarter 3 here, so 154. So total of 558 is what we can make from mail, passengers, and freight. Expenses, maintenance post, 184,000. Maintenance, so 288. All in all, we're 250,000 a quarter in profit there anyway, so that's good. Yeah, 277. So it has been going down. We went up in quarter 2, but we have been spending, so we've been investing a fair bit in the building constructions here. So that's fine. There's one thing we didn't look into. I haven't shown this personnel tab up here, so you can change the working hours. You can get efficiency out of these guys. I'm not sure what this cash out bonus is. I think you get earn profit anyway, and you can kind of take a little bit of cash here. But as we're waiting for this to tick up, you can actually increase the wages of each thing. So like a stoker and an engineer, for example, gives them more efficiency. So increases the maximum speed of your locomotives by 2%. I do like that one. Maintenance requirements by 9% reduced as well. We don't need to worry about that because we are paying for those. So what I might do is just leave the stoker one for now. You have the train personnel are friendlier to guests. So I think that increases ticket prices. Yep. We'll put that one up as well. So I guess when you... and security, what's this? Mail revenue as well. So let's just give a 10% increase on all of those then. Let's see how we get on. Oh, I've just spotted here. So we're going to need to get in a supply tower on this route. So as you can see, that one is actually low. Let's pop it right there, look, and it will quickly resupply at oil. We kind of caught that before it did anything. Completed last tour without a freight. That's okay. I think it's just because... so this one's going to cost us money, but it will sort itself out because they have no fulfillment for wood right there. So when we can, we'll move that one on, but that's fine. But I do think getting this out to Holyhead would be a great idea then. Just the one train going across for now. So I might look at getting in another railway. I can't help it. I just want to spend... I do want that corn as well, though. How are we going to do this to allow it? We're going to have to kind of like rotate it in a way that it can then go back out. We're going to have to bridge across to the other one then. Bit of a loop. Oh no, we can do this, actually, and then it can come back out to that one. Our problem is how much this is going to cost us because it's going to have to tunnel and mess about through here. So we can have it so it has a little hill coming out. And then we don't have to pay the tunnel costs, actually. So the more they have to go up the hills and stuff, the more ingredients it uses. I think that's a good train to have there. So we will actually build this one. So Holyhead does beer, and that's going to give Liverpool the beer it needs as well. So I think that's going to be fantastic. But we'll leave that one in there, and that is going to be one for the next episode, guys. So as always, smash that thumbs up for me. Keep the tips coming. You are awesome. And if you are new around here, do consider subbing to the channel as well. This game is great fun. It's really, really peaceful, but it's really, really cool. And there's a lot more to it when you start getting into it as well. But as always, do take it easy. I'll see you in the next one.